Hello, 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 hello. Yeah. Yeah. Hello everyone, welcome back to the game design channel. In the last stream, I believe I did the breakdown of a game called as Dune, and before that we had did the game breakdown of other games such as Elden Ring, and then we did the breakdown of Chameleon Run, then Beach Buggy. So today I have a breakdown of another game which is called as Iron Snout. So the entire game breakdown was done by Harshit, our game design intern. But due to the technicality issues in this Streamlab, currently I couldn't invite him today. Otherwise, he would have been here as well with us. So beside him, in spirit, I'll be explaining the game breakdown which I've done for the Iron Snout game. But before I start, I wanted to say that like in IGDC, Premjit had come there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to come there due to some issues. But Premjit mentioned me that like many of you guys were conversating with him regarding the YouTube channel, regarding the breakdowns which we have done. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for interacting about that. It is always it always feels good to talk about about games, game breakdowns as a game designer with other fellow game designers and developers. So thank you for the interaction. Then yeah, let's start with the breakdown today. Let me share my screen. Yeah, if you guys can see my screen currently, but let me just check just in case if it's getting screen shared. So it always feels good to talk about. Then yeah, let's start with the breakdown today. Let me share my screen. Yeah, if you guys, yeah, okay. The screen was getting scared. She shared, yeah. Okay, my English is getting worse and worse day by day. Anyway, yeah, this is the entire game breakdown of Iron Snout game. So I'll be going through each frames one by one, so that you can understand how the game works, about its functionality, and what the entire game has for the players to play and enjoy with. So yeah, first we can begin with the core loop of the game. The entire loop of the game can be summarized with four basic steps. So first step is basically the gameplay, which is we have to tap on either left side or right side of the screen. So basically the entire phone screen is divided into two equal halves, the left and right. And tapping on left side makes the character punch or kick in the left side. And similarly, if you tap or hold the screen on the right side, the character will punch or kick on the right side of the screen. Then again we can swipe up or down to dodge obstacles. This I'll explain in detail when we come to the gameplay mechanics, which will be coming soon. Then our objective for the game is to eliminate as many enemies as possible. So whenever we eliminate an enemy, we get a point, and our goal is to basically beat our old high score. So we can keep on beating the enemies, and we can keep on gaining scores again and again. So basically, it's like an endless game where your only objective is to beat your previous high score. Then next is play the game until the player loses all their health points. So there's a set number of health points for the character, and once the player loses all the health points, his score will be calculated, and it will be compared with the high score which you had did previously. And once it's done, we have to start playing again in order to create a new high score. So basically, this is the like basic small core loop of the entire game. Then we have the loop for the gameplay. So this was the loop for the entire mechanics of the game, and but this is for the entire gameplay. Once I explain it, you guys will start understanding it. So we have to tap on tap on left and right side of the screen. Okay, this must be or there's a mistake here, sorry about that. Tap on left or right side of the screen to punch or kick. So this is the same as the first one which I explained. Then we can swipe up or down to dodge the incoming obstacles. So this again, as I said, I'll be explaining in detail when it comes to that part. Then we have to hit the enemies to gain points. There are multiple reasons for you to hit the enemies. One, to stop taking damage to yourself. Two, to gain score and try to beat your high score. Three, you can try to steal their weapons so that you can try to do combos and attack them back. So that is the another use case for this. Then we can use the weapon which we stole from the enemy to hit them back, or we can deflect the incoming weapons which they are throwing at us. So those are the two use cases for the weapons which we'll be stealing. Then again, as I mentioned earlier, we have to play the game until the player's HP reaches 0. So once the player's HP reaches 0, he has to restart the game again, and it will repeat again. You have to tap on left and right side of the screen. Extremely simple mechanics, extremely simple gameplay, but like it's extremely fun to play. So I would recommend you guys to give it a try. So once you guys try it, you'll get a better understanding of how the game works. Then let's go with the first time user experience. So here I'll be explaining like whenever a new user comes to play the game, like what they'll be experiencing in order to finish the game. So first, as soon as the game is open, the player is showcased the main menu, and in the main menu you can see that all the characters are locked by default. Only the most basic character for us is unlocked, so we can only play as this character. But the thing is, for the first time user, he doesn't know like he has to click on this play button. He has the options to click on all the buttons, but you can clearly see that out of all these buttons, the play button is the most highlighted one, it's the most scaled one. So the user's attention will directly go to the play button. So that's like a really good feature for the first time users. So here again I have mentioned like this is the one button which is highlighted very well so that the players can interact with it. And then once the player clicks on this play button, he is taken to this mode where he can select the game mode which he wants to play, and also he can select the map which he wants to play in. So by default the first map is selected by default, so you can change it. And also in order to buy it, get the third map, you have to buy it using real life money. So yeah, then again all these modes are also unlocked by default. You can play any of these modes anytime. So let's say you are starting with the most basic mode, which is the classic mode, and you have clicked on play. I'll be right back 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Had to go attend nature's call, so I'm back. Yeah. Once the player clicks on the play button in the main menu, these three modes will be opened up, and he has the freedom to choose any of these modes. But in this case, let's say the player selects on the classic mode and he clicks on the play button. As soon as he clicks on the play button, the gameplay will start. And one good thing which is that, like, at the start of each game, there will be a small introductory session. So in the introductory session, like, there will be text explaining what the player has to do. So in this case, the game is saying that we have to tap on the screen to swipe up and down to jump and duck. So basic mechanisms is explained here. And also they are using this wooden panel to showcase that the screen is divided into two equal halves and you have to tap on left and right side of the screen. Just in case if this wasn't enough, again on top of this, they are using this finger placement as well to explain to the players that, okay, you can tap on this side of the screen to punch or kick. Yeah. Then once the player follows this introductory, what do you say, tips and help, the game will allow the player to play the game by themselves for a small second, so that they get the hang of it. Here you can see that, like, initially my score was 0, then it increased to 3. So basically until it got to 3, there was no other new hints which the game gave me. So yeah. Then once that is done, in case if there are any new introductory sessions which the game has to give it to us, which it has not given us before, it will explain it once. Like in this case, the enemy who had the red eyes was about to throw the butcher knife towards me, so I had to duck. So in this case, they are explaining me, okay, you have to swipe down in order to duck. In this case, this chainsaw guy was about to dash into me, so the game is explaining me that I had to swipe up. So there will be a small animation indicating that I have to swipe up. I'll see if this is a gift. No, unfortunately, this is an image. But when there are many gifts here, so I'll be showcasing that to explain it in a better way. Then yeah, once this introductory session is also done, then the game lets the player play the game on their own completely. All the combination of moves which you can do, the game will not explain it to us. We have to figure it out on our own, such that, like, we can jump and kick, we can duck and kick, like all those combinations we have to find it on our own. Yeah, so basically this is the entire first time user experience on how the player will interact with the game. Then I'll just move the stuff I've explained to the side so that it's easier for me to explain. Core loop, done. Gameplay core loop and first time user experience. Yeah. Then let's go to the breakdown of the UI. So this is the main gameplay screen, right? And in this main gameplay screen, the one thing you can see is that the face of our character. So based on how much HP we have, the character's face will change accordingly. For example, if we had full health, the pig might be really happy and it wouldn't be like bruised like that. See, in this case, I have full health and the pig's face is like normal. There's no bruises or bandages on the pig's face. But in this case, since the HP is low, you can see there's some bruise here, and there's a scar here, indicating that we have taken some damage. Then again, these are the hit points. Each like this cylindrical thing is basically 1 HP, and whenever we take one hit, one of this HP is reduced. And at the start of the game, we start with 10 HP, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, we start with 10 HP and we have 10 HP to play the game with. Then apart from that, on the right side of the screen, we have this. So basically, it showcases how many wolves we have killed. Wolves are enemies in this game for us. So in this case, I have killed 7 wolves. And this 32 star is basically my previous high score. Whatever high score I had did before, it is showcased here. So in this case, it's 32. So basically, in this run, my current goal is to beat this score, which is 32. Then this combo is shown. Combo is basically like how many consecutive hits have you given to the play enemies without a time gap and without taking hits from the enemies yourself. The one more thing I would have loved to see in the game is that if this combo hit had any effect on the point system. But currently, no matter what combo you do, no matter like how fast you do the combo, it doesn't matter. It's just for showcasing to the player that you have done these many hit combos. That's it. It doesn't affect the points in any sort of way. So if that was it, that would have been really great. But oh well. And once the game is done, you're taken to the gameplay screen, where in the gameplay screen we have the replay button so that we can replay the game again, and we have the option to close. Maybe in case if you want to play a different mode, or if you want to close the game entirely, you can click on this. And also the entire game's stats are showcased here. For example, we played the game for a total of 1 minute 55 seconds, and these are all the other stats like kills we did these many, strikes were these many, hits, best combo, weapon kills. Weapon kills is basically the number of kills we have done using a particular weapon. When I come to the weapon section, I will be explaining that so that it will be easier for you guys. Then the projectile kills are basically the stuff which we throw on the enemies and we get the kill from that. So those are the projectile kills. And projectile dodges are the ones which enemies throw at us, but we dodge it successfully. In this case, I dodged only 2. I am not that pro at dodging, but at least I am great at hitting them. Then also here the best scores of all the players who have played the game in the past 24 hours will be shown. In this case, my score was 32, and the 8th position player, who's called as Vivid Fondue 2923 for some reason, his score was 42. So these scores will be getting refreshed based on each day. And also one more thing is that at the bottom of the screen we can see some tips, and all these tips will be randomized each result screen, so it's all not always constant. Then here one more nice thing which I see is that whenever we die in the game and this screen pops up, in the background we can see that our character is lying down, basically he died, right? But all the other wolves, since they were successful in killing us, they are all happy and dancing, and they will be doing a small dance animation as well, which is kind of cute. So that's another feature for the in the results screen. So this is the entire UI breakdown for the gameplay scene of the game. So I'll take this to the side as well. UI breakdown. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with the maps. The game features 3 maps to us. One is the normal forest type of map, and one is the city type of map, and another one is the pirate ship. So this is the one map which we had to pay actual money to get. And also one more thing which I like about this game is each map has its own futuristic enemies. For example, in the forest you have basic wolves, and you have wolves with chainsaw, who's basically a lumberjack, some grandma wolf like that. But in the city there are specific wolves for this map itself. For example, there's a pedestrian here, wolf which is pretending to be a girl and trying to attack us. So once I come to that section, I'll be explaining the different types of enemies as well. And yeah, and again in this you can see that the pirate ship map has enemies with a specific team of pirates. Here you can see a wolf dressed as a pirate, and then you can see a parrot trying to carry a bomb and trying to land it on us. So yeah, there are specific enemies for each map. Then, okay, I'll just take this as well. Map. Yeah. Then this is the again I explained what do you say, the UI, right? That this is just the same thing, but it is explaining in more detail what is present in the game exactly during the gameplay. As I said, there's the character icon, there's the HP points, then this is the total number of points we have scored currently in the game, and this is just a fox icon to showcase that these are the number of dead wolves currently. This is the total number of this is the high score which I had done previously. I don't know why I've written it as stars collected. I'll write it as previous high score. Yeah, that is much better. Maybe I can add a dash here. Yeah. Then this is the total number of combos which we have it, and these are the hit markers. So hit markers, as in the sense, whenever the enemies hit us, there's a hit marker say showcasing that die peg, indicating that we are the ones getting hit. But if we hit the enemy, there are different hit indicators which says pow, something like this, or bam, bam. So there are several hit indicators. Then apart from that, there's weapons. So basically, let's say enemy is approaching us with a weapon, and if we punch that like wolf, he'll drop his weapon, and that weapon will fly in the air and it will fall down, right? During that time, it will have a green circle and green border around it. So what does this mean? This basically means that if it's green, you can equip it. So while it's falling, if you tap on that direction, you have the opportunity to take that weapon and use it against the enemy. But in case if it's red and if it has a red border, it means that you cannot catch the weapon no matter what. You have to dodge it. Like it's like a incoming projectile towards you. So you have to either dodge by ducking or jumping over it. You cannot catch this specific weapon. So that's the difference between this green and red indicator. Apart from that, everything I believe I've said. So I'll put this on the side as well. It's like a timeout. I'm giving all these frames timeout. Going to the side. Then yeah, let's go with the enemies. These are the different type of enemies which we have in the game for particularly the forest level. So in the forest level, the first we have is the knife wolf. So he'll just run towards us while carrying this knife, and he'll try to hit us. So that's the only thing which he does. So here also it has been explained. Basically, it says runs at you with one butcher knife and deals damage over time if kept too long. So this is the most basic enemy. But in this case, this is like a slightly upgraded version of the first one. So it's a two knife wolf. So he has two different knives, right? So what he does is one knife he throws from a distance, and then he starts running towards us with the other knife, and he basically becomes this wolf because he would have only one knife at that point because he had already thrown one knife, right? So that's the mechanism of this wolf. Then we have the grandma wolf. This enemy is basically trying to pretend to be a grandma, and his weapon is basically this basket. So he can either throw it or come towards us and try to hit us with the basket. So he has two mechanisms. Why am I saying he? I don't know. Maybe it's a she. Yeah, I'm not sure. But hey, then same. This is the same as normal wolf, which is a knife wolf, but the hit speed of this is slower because basically she's a grandma and she can't hit much faster. So that's the indication. Then we have the lumberjack wolf. So basically, he'll come towards us and he'll try to hit us with this entire axe. He has the same behavior as his grandma wolf, but is stronger. That's the only difference. Here also, I have mentioned the health, not me. Harshit has mentioned the health bar. So health 5 means basically that I have to punch or kick this wolf 5 times in order to kill it. So here you can see that lumberjack wolf has more health compared to the other ones, and the grandma has less health because she is a grandma. So yeah, these are the enemies. Then apart from that, we have the chainsaw wolf. So this wolf, on dying, he'll drop two items. One is the construction helmet which is wearing, and another one is the chainsaw which is carrying. So we can either catch the helmet and use it against the enemies, or we can catch the chainsaw and use it against the enemies. And one more thing I would like to say is that this chainsaw, like all these characters will be running towards us at a decent pace, right? So what this chainsaw guy does is he comes at the corner of a screen. We can see him, but he'll stop there for like 1 second and then he'll dash towards us with the chainsaw at a high speed. So we have to be careful and jump immediately in order to dodge him. Then we have the pogo stick. So basically, this wolf is using this melee weapon as a pogo stick and he'll be jumping across the field. We have to either duck or jump and kick in order to defeat this pogo stick knife wolf. But at the same time, he has 5 health. He just here also again I mentioned he just jumps towards you with the pogo stick. When hit, he falls off and acts like a normal wolf. So once he falls down, he'll try to attack us with the weapon. But we at that time he'll have only 4 health because we used one of his health to knock him down, right? So yeah, instead of 5, he'll have 4 in that case. Then we have the rocket wolf. So this rocket wolf is extremely durable. It has only 1 health, but the thing is, it's extremely fast. It first comes at the top of the screen. So if you jump and if you get hit by it, you'll be damaged. But if you even stand normally, you won't get damaged because it will be flying above you. But once it crosses the line, once it crosses the screen, it will come on the ground and you have to jump in order to like deflect it. Otherwise, you have to jump and kick at a precise time in order to attack this wolf. So that's the wolf which is showcased here. Then we have the baby wolf. Baby wolf basically doesn't do any damage to us and it doesn't even drop anything. He just basically jumps towards us and if he gets us, he'll be stuck to us, but he'll not do any damage. So you can just throw him away and finish the job. So it's like he won't do any damage. It's like just like a blinding thing which will come in front of us and try to be annoying. That's it. That's the only job of this baby wolf. So that's the enemies from the forest level. Then we have the enemies from the city. I'll explain. So 1 second. Let me have a drink. And our goal is to basically baby wolf basically doesn't do any damage to us and it doesn't even drop anything. He just basically jumps towards us and if he gets us, he'll be stuck to us, but he'll not do any damage. So you can just throw him away and finish the job. So it's like he won't do any damage. It's like just like a blinding thing which will come in front of us and try to be annoying. That's it. That's the only job of this. Okay, thank you. I'm back. So let's go with the enemies in the city. So the first enemy in the city which we can see is the cop wolf. So compared to a normal wolf, he has higher amount of health, basically similar to the lumberjack which I showcased earlier. And he drops police cap and the what is this baton baton. Oh my god! I know I'm spelling it not spelling it right, but anyway, this weapon he drops along with the police cap. It has the same behavior as a lumberjack, but they can drop their respective caps and weapons. So he'll drop 2 items similar to the chainsaw guy. So you can use either one of these as a weapon in order to kill the other wolf. Then I don't think he Harshit forgot to mention change the name of this gentleman wolf. Gen is the gentle spelling right? Why do I feel like gentle spelling is wrong? Gentleman. No. Gentleman. Okay, that is also wrong. Gentle. Oh my god, my English is worsening each day. Wrong. Okay. Let's just call him as Suit Wolf for now. Yeah. So again, this wolf will again drop two items. One is the top hat which is wearing, and another is the cane which is carrying. So similar to the cop wolf, we have two weapons which we can use from him, and they both have the same health. The only difference is the visually how they look. That's it. Then we have the shielded cop wolf. So basically, this wolf has 6 HP, but for again, this shield which is showcased here has 4 HP. So in order to kill this guy, you have to hit him 10 times. And again, he has the same behavior of the normal cop wolf, but he just holds his shield. That's it. That's the only extra thing which he does. Then we have the soccer wolf. So it doesn't drop anything when it dies, but its projectiles are catchable. Catchable as in it throws this soccer ball towards us, and they are the city counterpart to the thrower wolf on the forest, which throws a knife. Okay, in the forest there was a wolf which threw a butcher knife, right? So this is the city version of it. It throws the ball towards us, but the only thing is that we can catch this ball because after they throw their projectile, they run off the screen and throw again, forcing you to use ranged attacks to kill them. So we cannot punch or kick this character because they never would come close to us. We have to kill them from a distance by either throwing the ball back at them or throwing this baton or throwing this cane or the cap towards him and then killing him. So that's the only way. So here also you can see that his health is only 1. So if you throw one police cap, he'll die. But he'll be so annoying. Then we have the Pokewolf. If you guys know Pokemon, he is trying to be Ash Ketchum basically. He works similar to that soccer wolf, but instead of throwing soccer balls, he'll be throwing the Pokeballs. And again, in order to kill him, we have to use ranged weapons because we cannot punch him or kick him. Then Grandma Wolf, I already explained. Lady Wolf. Lady Wolf, basically, whenever she dies, she drops her wig and the purse. So we can use either one of these as the weapon. But the only thing is, compared to the Grandma Wolf, she's slightly faster, but her health is even lower compared to Grandma. I don't know the understanding behind it, but I can explain you why she's faster because she's basically younger than the Grandma, right? So that's why. Then we have the Skateboard Wolf. So he's the city counterpart of the Chainsaw Wolf. So basically, he'll come at the corner of the screen, and then he'll dash towards us with the skateboard. So we have to jump and dodge it. And once he crosses us, and if we dodge him perfectly, he'll turn again and he'll skateboard towards us again in a high speed. So that's the use case of the skateboard wolf. Then we have the wrecking ball wolf. She's the city counterpart to the rocket wolf. So she'll be in the sky first with the wrecking ball coming downwards. But if we jump, we'll get hit. But if we stand normally, we won't get hit. But once the wrecking ball goes away, she'll fall down and she'll come with a sledgehammer towards us. So that's the wrecking ball wolf. Then again, we have the same lumberjack wolf who does a rerun in the city for some reason. But anyway, uh, these are the total number of enemies present in the city. Then let's go with the game modes which we have. As I showcased, there are 3 game modes. One is the classic, then is the 1 HP, then is the 100 wolf. So the name itself says it. Classic mode as in it's like an endless survival mode, and we'll be having 10 HP and we have to survive different waves of wolves based on the map which we have chosen. 1 HP mode is basically like instead of giving 10 HP to us, by default we'll be having 1 HP. So at the start of the game itself, we are bruised, scarred, tampered with, bandaged, everything. Then 100 wolf basically, instead of it being endless, our only goal is to score 100 points, and there will be a timer here. So this timer is used to showcase like how fast can we reach the 100 points in this game mode. So that's the 100 wolves game mode. So let's put this at the side as well. Then these are the achievements, like this you can find in the Steam page as well. So I don't think I need to explain it, but again, like there are some nice achievements such as like you have to kill 1,000 wolves, 5,000, 10,000, 50, like making a high score of 50 in a single run, high score of 100, 150, 200. Then yeah, similarly, these are all the achievements which we can perform in the game and get these achievements. Yeah, I don't think I need to go in detail regarding the achievement because, like, anyway, like if you guys read it yourself, you can get an idea. Like these are the basic stuff which a game should have, so that the player can feel accomplished. Otherwise, they would feel like, okay, why am I even trying to play this game? Then let's come to the big one, the combat system. So whenever we tap on the screen, I'll preview it. I think it will be much better if I do it. Let it load. Yeah. So this is the basic punch which is showcased here. Yeah. So tapping on right, he'll punch right. Tapping on the left, he'll punch left. Then kicking, if you can see, he kicks at random times. So we don't have the exact control to punch or kick. Punching and kicking is random. So whenever we tap on the right side of the screen, he can either punch or kick. It's dependent on the game. Like we don't have the exact control over it. Then this is the jump and kick. So once we jump and if we tap on the right, like he'll jump and kick right, and if we do the same on the left, he'll be doing it on the left. But if we do it on the tap on this both the directions, he'll be kicking in both the directions after jumping. So this is the two side jump kick. Then high kick right and left. So once we jump, like we jump by swiping up, right? But once we swipe up, if we swipe up again, he'll sort of do a double jump and do a flip kick. So that's the mechanism for high kick here. Low kick is basically if we swipe down, he'll bend down and at the same time he'll perform a kick. But the thing is that, like once we swipe down, the character won't get back up on his own. We have to swipe either up or we have to do punch and kick and in order to make the character stand back up. Then dash is basically once you jump, once you swipe up, if you swipe down, he'll come down immediately and on impact he'll do some damage. You can see here. Yeah. Then uppercut is basically when you're ducked down, if you tap on the side of the screen, he'll do an uppercut, and whenever he does an uppercut, the enemy will fly in the air, if you can see here. So that's the use case of this uppercut. Then we have the advanced moves. So we can grab the weapon whenever it has like a green outer line, which I already explained. Then this is the grabbable weapon. So all these weapons which has the green thing are grabbable, which I again explained. Non-grabbable are the ones which have a red outer line. In this case, like you can see, this wolf is throwing the axe towards us, and we can damage the on head. Then, if we have a weapon in our hand, and another enemy throws a butcher knife, we can deflect it using our own axe. So that's the use case for this. Then heavy weapon hit is basically when we use the weapon to hit the enemy. And also in this case you can see that the axe broke into two parts. One is the wooden part and one is the metallic axe part, which we can again use as projectiles to throw at the enemies. And all the projectiles which we can just throw it by tapping on the screen, and it will throw it towards the enemies based on which direction we tap on. Then heavy hit combo is basically like if we perform like multiple hits on the enemies continuously. Here you can see I performed a 6-hit combo without getting damaged. So that's the heavy hit combo. Then let me go back. So these are all the moves which we can do in the game, and this again I have mentioned it in the form of table as well. So what we can do, like we can punch left, punch right, and in order to do this, what we have to do in the screen also I have mentioned. So I'll just go through it slowly so that you guys can pause it and read if you guys want to. But this is the simple explanation for all the controls which are present in the game. Yeah, let's put this to the side as well. Okay, we are getting close, guys. We are getting close. Then we have the character selection. As I said, by default, only one of the most basic character is unlocked for us. Okay, sorry, I thought someone called me. Oh yeah. Then we have the head knocked off. So basically, above this character, you can see this wolf, right? And it says 5 out of 25. So if you break 25 wolf's head, you will get this specific skin. So that's the way you get this specific skin. So each skin has its own thing. For example, this skin you can get it by watching ads. So if you watch an ad, you can get this cool spy type of bodyguard type of skin. Yeah, so there's one unlocked one. There's the head knocked off. Then is the ad. Then is the best combo. Like if in this case, in order to get this Goku skin, you have to perform 30 combos continuously in order to get this skin. Then is the item caught. If we catch 150 items and like the ones which I mentioned had a green border, right? If we catch that, we get this Irish mug looking skin. Then we have the total kills. If we perform a total kills of 1000, we'll be getting this skin. So based on different type of achievements which we do in the game, we'll be getting the skins in the game. But we have to check in the character selection screen whether it is unlocked or not. Otherwise, we won't know that. Then here I've explained the weapons which are present in the forest level. So one is a knife, butcher knife. It does a damage of 2 and it is also throwable. We can throw it. Basket. So again 2 damage and it is throwable. Grandma wolf hat. I think this is the construction worker. I don't construction wolf hat. Array spelling. Yeah. So again this does the same damage too and it is again throwable. So axe, it does a damage of 5. It cannot be thrown, but it can be used to deflect other weapons which are being thrown at us. And also one thing is, when you use this axe on an enemy, it breaks into two parts. One is this wooden handle which can be thrown, and another thing is this axe head. So this can again be thrown. So one weapon you can use 3 times in order to kill the enemies. And then chainsaw works in a similar way. It has a damage of 5. It can deflect the projectiles, but at the same time, it breaks into two once it does damage. So one is the motor part and one is the chainsaw part. Then I think this was already mentioned. I don't know why he has mentioned it again. Then we have the wolf head. So this was the one which I was explaining earlier. In order, if we collect 50 wolf heads, we'll be getting this like that outfit. So this is how you get the wolf head. So these are the weapons present in the forest. Let's go to the weapons in the city. So yeah, earlier I mentioned that you can either collect this cap or this baton, right? So baton has a damage of 5. It can deflect projectiles. And police cap is basically like a basket which I mentioned earlier. It does a damage of 2 and it is throwable. Then it is the combination of this is mentioned here, that's it. Then this top hat, again it is throwable just like the police hat, damage 2 and throwable, same thing again. But walking cane, it is similar to the baton. So you can throw it and you can deflect the projectiles as well. Then you can hold the soccer ball and you can throw the soccer ball back at him just like the Pokeball. So whatever they throw at you, you can catch it and then throw it back at them. Then lumberjack, I believe I already explained. It drops this axe which breaks into three parts, right? That one. Then grandma basket. Then this lady drops her wig and drops her purse. So either one of these does the same damage as that of a basket. Then we have this skater cap, and we also have the skateboard. Skateboard works similar to this cane, where it can deflect projectiles, and also it does a damage of 5, and also it breaks into 3 parts so that you can use it 3 different times. Then we have the sledgehammer. Again, this sledgehammer does a damage of 5. It cannot be thrown, and it deflects the other projectiles. So similar to that of a walking cane. So these are all the weapons in the city. Yeah, I just need to align it perfectly, otherwise my OCD is gonna hit. Uh, and these are the, let me like preview this as well so that it will be much easier to explain. So this is just to basically explain the interactions of each of the weapon. In this case, you can see that like we are throwing the weapon. This is how we throw the weapon, like just a single hop. And when we throw the weapon, it hits the enemy like this. In this case, the basket. It fixes on top of the enemy's head and it kills them with one shot. One shot because I think he was already of low health. That's why. Then we have the grandma, like how the enemies use the weapon on us. So she basically swings the basket on top of us and damages us. Then we have the axe. Oh my god, this is so slow. Anyway, this is how we attack from the, what do you say, axe, and it breaks into 2 parts. One part is held in our hand and one part goes up, and we can catch it by emptying our hands first and then trying to get a hold of it. And this is how it attacks the enemy. Like enemy instantly gets damaged, and since he had 5 HP, and this axe also does 5 damage, so he'll instantly die. And this is the way they use it on us. So he basically swings the axe on us, but it does only 1 HP of damage to us. It doesn't do 5 HP to us. Then butcher knife we have. So it's a throwable, right? So this is the way it throws it, just like the basket. And once it hits the enemy, it fixes onto the enemy's skull. So in this case, you can see it fixes right here, and you can see the blood gushing out. And this is the way they attack us with the butcher knife. So basically swing, 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 and damage us. Then we have the chainsaw. So this is how we attack from the chainsaw, just by swinging it, and then we break it into 2 parts. And then this is how the enemies get damaged. So they just get attacked, and you can see the blood gushing out. And this is the way they attack us. See, he'll dash, and we have to jump and dodge it. And then I try to kick him while I was in the air. That's the way we approach the chainsaw dudes. So those were all the weapons in the chainsaw weapon interactions which I had done. So put this to the side as well. And this is basically art reference, right? So if we want to create a game similar to it, we wanted to do it in a different art style. So this is another game which is called as Punch Kick Duck. So if you follow this art style, maybe it would be better for that game, considering this is slightly a mix of 2D and 3D at the same time, but has the same mechanisms of Iron Snout. I'll just go through it so that you can see the entire gameplay screens here, the art style which they have done. This is the art drawing. We'll go with this first, which is the animations basically. So what and all animations are required in this game are showcased here. Again, this also I'll play. So yeah, these are the animations which is required. If we want to create a similar game, so we have to punch, we have to kick, then jump left and right, jump kick, two side jump, high kick which is basically like a double jump, low kick, bash him down, then throw uppercut and uppercutting the enemy, grabbing the weapon. So these things I've already mentioned like while explaining the other stuff. So it's the same list of things which I had blabbered on again and again and again and again. So I just don't want to drag it out too much. Then the final part, which is the level difficulty. I'll drink water and come back and then I'll explain the level difficulty. Hello Azure, I'm new. Welcome to the stream. So basically I do game designing where I explain the concepts of the different games which I do. And today I was doing Iron Snout game. So if you have any questions regarding game designing or Iron Snout or anything in general, you can ask me and I'll try to answer it in the best way possible. I'll start with the level difficulty in few minutes. So let me take a water break. I've been continuously yapping for 50 minutes now. Okay. Yeah. So level difficulty. So level difficulty basically explains like how the difficulty increases in the game as the game goes on and on. Because earlier I said right in the classic mode it is basically an endless mode. So if it is endless and if the difficulty feels the same throughout the entire game, you won't feel that fun to like you won't have fun playing the game because it will be normal boring game with the same difficulty. At least if the difficulty is increasing, even your mindset will be like, okay, I need to actually grind something in order to play the game. I need to beat my high score, so something like that. You'll get some extra motivation. So the way the level difficulty works in this game is at the start of the game, which is basically the intro phase, only basic wolves are given to us, like that knife wolves which I explained, that one. And also the enemy behavior is extremely simple. They will run towards us and attack. Even the throwing enemies which throw the weapons towards us, even they won't spawn because like we have to keep it extremely simple at the start. And even the spawn rate, it is very low at the start because like the player has to get the feeling that okay, this is quite easy for now, maybe it will get difficult later on. So that's the starting phase. And once the uh, rising phase starts, looks cool. I was trying to learn game mechanics, trying to get my hands on Unity. Yeah, like you can try getting into Unity. I believe you are trying to be a coder rather than a game designer. So they are two different things. So if you are an Indian as well, like Unity is the best thing for you. So because like there are other engines as well, like Unreal Engine, Godot, etc. But most of the Indian companies they look at Unity, and also the another thing which they look at is hyper casual games. So try to focus on hyper casual games and Unity, and yeah, you can click. And also if you want more help, like I was I was a game developer myself, but I used to code in Unreal Engine, not Unity. But I had some idea of Unity because C Sharp I was not that fond of it, but I had to learn it. So I had spent an entire year trying to find a game dev job and a game designing job. So soon in my own channel, I'll be posting a video regarding it, regarding my experience. So if you want, you can watch it. I'll update the description of this live and add my channel as well there, so that you can join there and then get that experience. But I won't be posting the video soon since I'm editing it right now. So yeah, you can watch that as well and take my experience if you want. Then yeah, as I was saying, we have the mid stage. So in this stage, new variants of wolves will start coming. So at the start we had only knife wolves, right? Now the different types like the grandma wolf, the wolf which will throw the chair, like the knife, butcher knife, they'll start coming. And also the thing is, it's not that they are only running towards us. They'll start the throwing knives. They'll start jumping. They'll start leaping towards us. So slightly the difficulty will increase, but not so much that the player will feel burdened with the too many wolves at the same time. So that's the rising challenge. Then the last stage is high intensity. So extremely difficult wolves such as this chainsaw wolf, pogo jump wolf, and also the number of wolves which spawn at the same time will be extreme, and they'll be coming at all the directions continuously because the difficulty is at its peak right now. And apart from the difficulty won't increase after this stage. So this is the high intensity stage, and after this stage basically it's endless. So this high intensity will be continuously keep on going on again and again and again and again. So there might be like three chainsaw wolves coming at the same time, or the pogo wolves. So that's how the level difficulty works in this game currently. And also, one more thing which I don't like about this game is that whenever you start a game, you have to compulsorily do a tutorial at the start of the game. It's not that you can directly start the game. So that's the one thing which I don't like. Apart from that, everything is like fun, funny, and also fun to play, and also the way these wolves try to pretend to be a grandma and a lady is kind of funny. So yeah, this was kind of a fun game. This game, making the breakdown of this game was entirely fun. So I'm glad me and Arshit did that, and I'm glad that I got to explain it to you guys now. So yeah, well, I'm from US. Nice to meet you. Thanks for the advice too, cause I'm new to game designing and scripts as any guy from anywhere around the world. Oh, we got audience from US. Even I can't believe it, but thank you for tuning in. Yeah, then I would suggest, like, if you are getting into game designing right now, and like like if you have already indulged in Unity, then yeah, sure, go ahead with Unity. But I would suggest go with Unreal Engine, because Unreal Engine is the coming up like game engine. Everyone's trying to learn it, uh, but there's less people in India here because everyone prefers Unity. But from US, I'm not sure if Unity is the one thing which everyone's asking. Then yeah, go ahead with it. I'm not saying that Unity is like a bad thing. It's just that from my experience, I for Unity I had to learn C sharp, and for Unreal Engine I had to learn blueprints and C++, right? But for me, the Unreal Engine, learning C++ and blueprints felt extremely easier compared to Unity. But if it is easier for you to go with Unity, then yeah, please do go forward with Unity and continue with that. Okay. I believe I explained everything regarding the Iron Snout game. FTUE, UI breakdown, maps, enemies, game modes, character selection, animation, difficulty, all the weapons, achievements, art, interactions, combat, loops, and screen UI. Yeah. So I've explained everything. I tried Unreal Engine, but it felt clunky. Like, what would give me 60 FPS in Unity gives me 10, 20 FPS with the exact same asset. Okay, maybe it's the optimization issue then, because like in Unreal Engine, I believe nanites are on by default. So nanites are basically like how do I explain it? Light particles which try to make all the textures really high resolution, make the light bounce off it perfectly, and because of that, the frame rate drops, or the size of the file increases. Either way, so I think it was because of that. Yo, Prince, how are you? Oh, BRK, it's been a long time. How are you? How are you? Uh, Nice to see some audience today. Maybe I've been streaming for 1 hour, so maybe because of that there are people tuning in right now. Premjit, our senior game designer, wasn't able to make it today because he had some work calls to attend, and also there was IGDC few days back, and yeah, Nanite and Lumen maybe, yeah, but we don't need that in general. Yeah, it's not needed in general, but Unreal Engine it's on by default. Even I don't know why. But yeah, if you feel comfortable with Unity, then yeah, do work with Unity. Participate in game jams. You can go to itch.io website. There you can publish your small games, and there will be jams go like taking place every day. You can try to join there, connect with people, and get exposure there, network. So that will be really helpful. Yeah. If you want more like advice, I would say when we do different live streams, like currently in the screen, I think you can see that there's a black screen beside me, right? There, actually, my colleague was supposed to join. His name is Premjit. He is a senior game designer. He has the experience of 8 years in 6 different companies. So he'll have a better outlook on this compared to me. I am currently a junior game designer. I just started my career. Before this, I used to create my own games. I was working in Unreal Engine, as I said. I posted some games on itch.io, worked on my own games, worked in Blender trying to create my own 3D models, game designing, creating GDDs. It was hectic, but hey, I made it. So winner takes it all. Yeah, that is actually a flex. Yeah, 8 years. He is kind of the he has been a mentor to me. He's sharing his experience to me, and because of him itself, like we have started this YouTube channel now. I think in the previous live streams you can see him coming in the live. I'll try to get him to come in the next live stream, so hopefully that happens. And yeah, today we, what do you say, finish the Iron Snout breakdown. So I think I'll be coming in the next breakdown video, which even we are not sure which breakdown we'll be using. You have a serious question? Yeah, what is it? What's up? Oh, 5 people are watching me right now. Wow, that's that's a new thing. Usually, whenever me and Premjit we do live, there are like 14 to 20 people who watch us. But whenever I do solo live streams, there aren't much people who join. So this is a really new thing for me. Do you think I can land an internship in a small indie game studio or any studio if I logged in for next 5 to 6 months? Yeah, that is totally possible. Like also, like I feel like you're keeping your standards too low, because internship in a small indie game studio. Why not internship at like a normal game studio or a big game studio? You can even try for that. And yeah, lock in for 5 to 6 months. Practice, like, depends on what role you're going into. Game programmer, right? Okay. Again, I would say the same thing which I was saying to Azure Tron. So if you are from India, then focus more on Unity engine rather than other engines. And also one thing Indian game studios really love is hyper casual games for some reason. So try to make projects with hyper casual games. And also, it's not that you have to make hyper casual games. You can make other games as well. But like, I'm not seeing that many companies from my experience who focus more on other genres other than hyper casual. So yeah, But yeah, 5 to 6 months is a lot of time. You can lock in, and at least if, in each day, if you spend, I don't want to say the exact number because I think if you don't follow it, then you will be disappointed. So you do you, just lock in for the next 6 months, and yeah, you will land an internship. Even I think I did the same thing basically. In Battlebox also, I landed the internship like 3 months before, 3 months back, and that was because I locked in for 8 months before that. So you are kind of in the same situation as me. Hmm. Okay, then it's 9 o'clock right now, so I usually end the streams at 8:30 or 9, but today it's been a longer stream comparatively. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, do you guys have any other questions which you would like to answer to? If yes, if you guys have any questions, I would be happy to answer. If not, I'll end the stream, and I'll work on different game breakdown so that I can come to the stream next time and explain that breakdown which I'll be doing. Array, it's fine, it's fine. We have not been regular from our side as well because in our company currently we wanted to release a shooter game, right? And for that shooter game, we had to keep play testing at 8 o'clock in the night. And because of that, our streaming time got misplaced, and we couldn't be streaming at our regular times. So yeah, now that we are slightly more free comparatively, so we started with the lives again. Especially in terms of indie games, they are worth playing because someone did lock in on the game with passion while AAA Studios ended up making games that nobody asked for. See, Azure Tron is trying to give you motivation, so yeah, BRK, you can take that into consideration and lock in for the next few months. Keep us updated on your progress on what you have been doing in our streams itself. We'll be happy to help you. And also, guys, there's a link in our link in the description. It's a WhatsApp group description link basically. You guys can join, and Premjit will be there. So if you guys have any questions to ask him, you can ask him directly there. So he has a lot of experience, right? So he'll be able to give much better advice compared to me. I feel like I just got into the position and I'm giving out advices, so that's not a really great thing, right? But hey, at least I'm trying to help people out. Okay, then. Okay, my parents are calling for dinner as well. 1 second. Yeah, I'm back. Hello, Rishi. Hello, hello. Vanakkam. Alright, had fun watching the stream. Don't have WhatsApp, but if you guys ever open a Discord server, do let me know. Okay, we do have Discord, but we don't have a specific server for this currently. But I can talk with Premjit, and he'll create a Discord server. And from coming up streams, we'll add the description. We'll add the Discord server link in the description as well, so you can join from there. So hopefully you guys. Oh, there's a delay in the stream or what? I said Vanakkam like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, we'll be adding as I was saying, we'll be adding the link in the description so you can see that in the coming up streams and try to join our Discord server. Hopefully that will be useful to you guys as well, and it will be useful to us as well because a person from US trying to be a game designer, we can get your experiences as well on how you are working. So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope this was useful to you guys. I'll be doing a stream on a different game breakdown in the coming up streams. So until then, adios. Bye bye.